Volkswagen Racing supports South African motorsport. On this week's show, it's the Challenge Show, Goldwagen Challenge, and the Altec Porsche Challenge. Big thanks as always to Goldwagen for this race day action.
Welcome to round 3 of the Pro Tour. As you can see, it's wet again. Can you believe it? Every single time these guys have gone racing, the rain has come. We're starting out first of all with the Challenge Show. It's the Altec Porsche Challenge and of course the Goldwagen Challenge. Goldwagen boys are really going to battle out there. Remember, with this type of racing, the first races are all separated. Classes A and C together, classes B and D together. But in race 2, there's going to be about 40 cars on the grid in the...
Qualifying, always a tight affair, but Wayne Masters looks like he's going to be the man to beat in the wet as he put it on pole in Class A ahead of some very, very competitive cars. Quinton Needham is right with him, and in Class C, a brand new man to the category has made it to the top end of Class C, Adrian Wood, outdoing Andre Needham.
Now, what's happening in the background with all the changes?
We've been struggling with the left side shock, giving us trouble and the braking, and in the wet it seems to, I can get away with it, but in the dry I'm losing 1.5 seconds off. So for me, if it stays wet, I'm in the game.
The Free State Flyer, but not going so lucky in the wet.
No, I was taking it very slow. Look, I'm going for the points. I can't be reckless on qualifying. Second is good enough. I always get a good start, so I'll pull him on the start and I'll just take it slow from there.
It's not going to be easy out there in these kind of conditions. Joining me in studio as always, Graham Nathan. Nate, would you like to be racing in these kind of tricky conditions, mate?
I would love to be racing in the rain. I like racing in the water. Fortunately, I know my way around Kyalami in the rain. Let's have a look how many of these guys do. Riding off the race line is generally the better line though, Greg.
I actually was going to ask you that because a lot of the guys are not hitting the normal line that we'd see them in the dry, and there must be a reason for it.
Well, you'll find that all the rubber that's laid down on the normal race line, when it gets wet, obviously it doesn't absorb the water into the tarmac the same way as it would if you were riding off the race line. And then you just simply don't have the grip from the tyres on the ground. It's quite simple.
Well, you can see a little bit of action, and already the action up front in Class A's as Class C's head down towards turn number 1. We're having a look at the Xerox car there of Keegan Blackensee. He's sitting in 4th place, and right on his tail is the new man. That's the man who's come from karting, Adrian Wood. But as Needham said he was going to do, he got away off the line nicely. The pole man was left behind, and he's now up to 4th place with a lot of work to do to try and catch Andre Needham.
And Piatan also getting it all sideways in with that old Nasher too. Not quite sure what the corner is called now, but Andre Needham has got his head down. He's going to try and ride exactly where the grip is. The nice thing about following the leader is that when they brake, you brake. But up the inside comes Wood. Adrian Wood goes up the inside. He's taken the 3rd position back. Obviously, these karting guys are either fearless or they know exactly where to go. Have a look at this onboard as we see, a big touch there for, that's Gosman taking Gerber straight out of the game. Cue ball, corner pocket, off you go. As you can see him in the background there, sliding across the racetrack. And he manages to stop it before the wall. Let's see if he can get back into it. But back to the front of the field here. We've got Gosman being harassed by Valdi Meintjes. The wipers are frantically going. You can see they're riding off the race line in the middle of the racetrack. That is not the ideal line. Yeah, Needham comes right around the outside. That is the better line. Watch how much drive he will get compared to Clayton LaRue, and he'll just manage to hang on to that position even though he went the long way around.
Back on board with Valdi as they go through turn 13. You can just see how hard these boys are working out there. Conditions not great. Gosman sideways into 13, coming up to the final corner now. Needham, he got the good drive, but Clayton LaRue has come straight back at him. Oh, and Needham runs wide. Just could not turn in there. There was no grip where he was, and into the kitty litter.
Straight to the front though is Wayne Masters. He's got his head down, he's got clear vision. You'll notice his wiper blade's not going. He's probably got see-through on the car. But a great drive there by Itzhak Cronje. It's the first time he's been right up on the podium for a very, very long time. Gosman struggling with his motor car, looking for grip. Valdi Meintjes doing the same thing. And these guys are tiptoeing right around this racetrack, all over the show.
A bit further back now, Needham under pressure. Looks like the youngsters are starting to come through, and the number 4 car, of course, is right up there with them, pushing hard. So watch out. Here's a move from Wood. Can he sneak through? Not just yet, but he's definitely looking dangerous. He's made up already 2 positions after dropping off the back end. So things have definitely changed up here between these boys. And look at Wood. He sees Needham and realizes that's the man he's got to go, but he's got to get through Gammy first.
Gammy knows that Wood's going to want to come through. Wood is trying absolutely everything. He's going to look all over. He has a look at the left. He has a look at the right. He's now up the inside. Can he make it stick? He does. He goes through the car, squirms as he goes through the puddle, but he manages to hang on to it. Great job here by this young karting driver. You can see the karting experience. They ride slightly off the race line, and there the grip is.
Lots of it out there. So as they come up towards turn 3 and 4, a bit further back there, Piazza Musso and of course Keegan Blackensee, another one of our karters. They're going to get at it big time. The 70 is Piazza Musso. Just behind him, also looking pretty good, is Brad Hall. Watch out for him coming through. And of course the 89 car, James Hurley, not quite on the pace. Speaking of getting on the pace, a bit further up now, it looks like LaRue has got ahead on Gossman.
LaRue has got past Gossman. Have a look at that's into the first test. Really, really wide. Looking for the grip once again, as I said. LaRue's going to run probably right around the outside of the top of West Bank to try and get as much grip as he possibly can. Some good driving by sort of unknown front runners at the moment. We've got Gavin Ross, we've got Wesson. These guys are all looking for a little bit of grip on the racetrack.
Smallberger just behind them. So there goes Gossman, Valdi Monkeys, then it's the two Golf ones we just mentioned, of course. And these guys not hanging back at all, trying to close down, but it's very difficult to get the grip and to find where there is grip out on the circuit. You're going to try different lines into every single corner until you find the ideal line, and that's when you're going to start putting lap times together.
The problem is you've got to look for grip all the time though, Greg, and every now and then, oh, like that, you just run out of it. You run right through the kitty litter, through the mud, and you lose the position. That was a bit of tough luck there for Cronje. He was up into third place, and all of a sudden he went from third and probably right down the field. But have a look at this. Adrian Wood goes up the inside. This is for first position in Class C. Doing a great job here. Needham hangs it around the outside. He goes to the inside. He's going to go up the inside of the mine shop. Wood touches the brakes. Needham runs wide. He slides straight across the front of Wood. Inside, outside, these guys, they got the horns out already, and this is like lap 3.
Yeah, awesome stuff, and you can see round the outside, lots of grip on the outside there for Adrian Wood. Needham having to come off it slightly and nearly gets it wrong. He manages just to hang on to that front end drive car, and right behind him, Gammy's going, whoa, come on boys, let's have some more fun. I'm going to throw a little red golf in here, and we can have some more fun with you boys at the front end.
Some superb driving there from Adrian Wood, though. He is doing a great job. But have a look at this, John Gerber. After that spin that happened on lap 1, he's coming back through the field. He's either decided he knows how to drive in the water, or he has got the horns out. He's trying as hard as he can. Derek Smallberger in front of him. Behind him, we've got Barry Groenewald. And in front of them, this battle is Wesson and Ross.
Basically a 4-way battle here. It's soon going to be a 5-way, because just in the background, watch out for the car coming through, the other Smallberger car. And these guys really pushing it to the limit up towards West Bank. Jean Gerber, he would have had a little bit of practice in the rain, because about 2 weeks ago he went and played at Midval, and it poured with rain there too. So using that experience to good measure here. Onto the braking markers, Blackensee on the inside of Gammy. 2 red Golfs, and one's going to come out. They're going to get side by side, a little rubbing there, but that is absolutely awesome. Evenly matched cars. Who's got what it takes to come into sunset? There's no sun there, but there's definitely going to be late braking.
Absolutely, but this is where we're going to see who had the better grip out of Nashua, and here it is. It looks like Gammy's going to do it. Blackensee is around the outside. If he had hung it around there, he would have been able to get through, but he decided to just sit back and watch, because this is when it gets exciting. The guys are desperate to hang on to their position. They don't quite know how much grip is out there, and that's when the errors happen. And if you happen to be the car on the outside, there it goes inside. Great job there by Blackensee. He foxed Gammy out. Gammy went inside and slid to the outside, and Blackensee went the other way around.
Yes, he did, and he gets through, makes the stick coming into the S's. Now watch out for the river. There's a big river as you come into the second part of the S's now. The right-hand turn heading back up towards West Bank there. They've just gone through it. Look at all the water coming off those tyres. There are semi-slicks on these, and they are really going to be battling in these kind of conditions. The tarmac is cold. There is no grip. What are these tyres doing? They're crying out no more.
These tyres are crying. Where is there something to hold on to? But up the inside goes Gammy. Blackensee goes around the outside. That is where the grip is. Have a look at them. Oh, Clayton LaRue spins it. He throws it away going into turn 13. Get back into first gear and go, boy.
Oh, I think he stalled it. Oh, no, he has. He stalled the car. He can't get it back into first. He would have just punched it into first and given it everything she's got. That's going to allow these boys through, and Gossman now sneaks up. He's going to be taking over what is third place on the road. Valdi's up to 4th.
Valdi's just sitting there going, if everybody keeps falling off, I don't have to do anything. Actually, a very clever drive from Valdi. He will probably admit that he's not mad about the water or driving in the water, So he's doing a great job just scoring the points, bagging them, and letting the other guys show him where it's slippery and where it's not. But I think he's going to come under pressure now because Jean Gerber, who spun on the first lap, whoa! And Gosman gets it sideways. Voldy, this is your chance, and he has a look. Voldy goes up the inside.
Had a big look there. Look at that. He's going to try and sneak through. Will he get it? He's going to get on the power early, otherwise. Oh no, Gosman's going to have the drive around the outside. He's got the drive. He'll pull away, but check in the background. Gerber is going at it big time there with Needham. And of course, these boys are the guys that have gone off. So all of a sudden, they're back in it.
There's a testimony to the grip. Gosman went right around the outside of Voldy. Voldy just could not stand on the throttle, because what would have happened, he would have got understeer and incredible wheel spin, and neither of them makes forward grip. A big sideways here. Oh, is he going to hang on to it? No. Jean Gerber throws it away again. The second time. Oh, no, man.
And the second time was twice as good as the first. He did a 720 there as opposed to the 360. So Gerber now has to come right from the back again. So Gosman hangs on. Only just Voldy Mikey's just surviving that last bit of fracas. Just in the background, look at Needham. Needham's under pressure now. Clayton LaRue is back in it too. As we go back and look at this. Look at oh, this is awesome stuff. There it is. He tries to catch it. He's got it full lock the other way. It just starts to slide. There's the first 360. And one more 360. And that's where I'm going to stop.
Big brakes on there all the way around. Eventually, when you decided you've run out of talent properly, you hit the brakes and you hold on. Gosman under huge pressure. Voldy having a look up the inside. But while those two are scrapping, Needham has gone right around the outside at Westbank. Voldy is probably going, hey, where'd you come from, dude?
Yeah, where's the grip out there? I didn't know there was any, but there seems to be, because he's coming side by side with Voldy now. Can Voldy keep him out on the brakes into the bowl? They go through the sweep. This is not an easy corner, especially when it's this wet. Voldy has gone onto the inside. Has Needham got what it takes now? He hits the brakes very, very late and keeps Voldy out, but only just. And check this in the background. Here comes Clayton LaRue again. Yeah, he's not done either.
Yeah, he's also quite angry that he made the mistake that he made, and he wants a piece of this action. He can get right up probably to about 4th position in that scrap.
Well, just in the background, yeah, we're picking up on Lyle Ramsey and, of course, James Hurley just in front. And, of course, Govinda Sami. But the reason we're picking up on the back guys of Class C is there's Wayne Masters. And he is definitely the Rainmaster today, coming across to take the first victory in very, very tricky conditions. But a great win nonetheless for the elite auto body man. And he comes through to take race 1 in Class A. To be followed home quite a way back, 27 seconds in fact, between himself and George Economides in 2nd place. Gosman hung on to beat out Needham and Mikey's. And then in Class C, a great win for a first time out for Adrian Wood.
They said bring jet skis, and I think that's what you're going to need for the next one.
Well, I hope not, because the track felt a bit better than qualifying. I did a lot better. I went off in qualifying and it was horrendous for me. I still got a 4th, but the race went quite well. I paced myself. I knew I didn't have the pace for Wayne today, and the car felt pretty good.
Well, Woody, this is actually your first race, so this is the first race win in the first race. That's the way to start a career.
Yeah, well, it was no better way to have started my career. It's just I stuck myself clean, didn't get into any battles with anyone. I struggled a bit with the start to get from 1st into 2nd, but other than that, the race just went completely amazing.
Calvin van der Linde, the man to beat in Class B. In qualifying, he was 5.5 seconds ahead of Quinton Thompson and Stuart Mack. Class D's, it was Dion Holiday, Ryan Thole, and Darren Nathan.
Okay, so big daddy Darren at the moment, hey? Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much. Little 8-day-old little girl. Yeah, very happy, very proud, and looking forward to seeing her later, I suppose.
And you're going to go out there and dedicate a win to her today?
Absolutely. 2 wins for the day. Unfortunately, I gave pole to Dion this morning, but going to take it away from him later on in the day. So yeah, 2 wins for the day.
So here we go. Can he live up to that as Calvin van der Linde gets a great start off the line? Thompson comes alongside him, tries to push a little bit of pressure early on. And on the outside, Stewie Mack is going to be right there too as they go into turn 1. It is Calvin van der Linde that leads out the Ferrodo car, taking the lead. But Mack sneaks on the inside, and Quinton Thompson is down in 3rd place.
Stewie Mack did exactly what he needed to do. He put the car in exactly the right place. But Thompson had the drive around the outside, as I said earlier, and again, where the grip is, right around the outside. Have a look at Calvin van der Linde feeling the grip by getting the car all squirmy. Start of Class D, and it looks like it's going to be Justin Taylor who does it from... Is that Steve Hurley in 2nd place there?
Yeah, Hurley on the inside. Why? Because all of a sudden there was a couple of cars left stranded inside Park for May. Didn't get there on time. That's our pole man. And of course Darren Nathan stuck there as well. So Holiday, Nathan, and a couple of other drivers all stuck in Park for May, having to go around the back end of the pit building and then restart the race once they'd gone down pit lane. So they're about 3 or 4 corners back. as these boys went into turn 3, those guys were only coming out of pit lane. Well, we go back to the front end here. Here comes Calvin van der Linde. He's turning into the S's. Whoa, there comes Thompson on his inside. He's not even turning. Oh, he's going to go straight into the side of him. What were you thinking, Quinton Thompson? That was straight wheels, dude. You can't go into the side of a car like that.
Some awesome driving though from Calvin van der Linde. You just hear him bury the throttle, put it into the right gear to get himself out of the sand. I'm sure he has got horns out like you have no idea. Not quite sure what Quinton Thompson was up to there. Didn't look like he turned at all, and just slammed straight into the side. Let's have another look here.
Well, look at the front wheels. The front wheels are straight. He's gone straight into the side of Calvin van der Linde. No answer at all there. Just no turning whatsoever. Van der Linde just puts the throttle down and tries to bring it out. He's only lost 2 positions, but he's going to have, as you said, the horns out and trying to catch onto the front end now. Julio Sabatini car in between the two of them is Stewie Mack. Watch out, Thompson. I think a little retribution might be coming your way, and it might be the order of race 1.
I think if Stewie Mack's got any brains at all, he must just get right out of this game and watch.
Check out the late braking here from Calvin. He is coming big time, dude.
Calvin is trying as hard as he possibly can. He's still driving off the race line. He hasn't lost his head. Look at this. He stays where the grip is. Stewie Mack goes to the defensive side for turn 2. He's going to run right around the outside of turn 1, end up in 2, but it's too late. Calvin has got to second position. He is now after Quinton Thompson in a big way.
It's taken him 7 corners to get back here. Now it's going to take 8 corners to go for the inside. He's going to go for the inside line. Will he be able to shove it up the inside? He's going to come real close. They're into 3, up towards 4. Calvin van der Linde's got the inside line. Late braking's what required. He was very late on the brakes and returns the favor. Thanks for coming, Quinton Thompson. That's how you do it, bud. Man, this is so good.
Just take the mirror and fold it to the side. Now I don't know you there because I can't see anymore. And Calvin van der Linde puts his head down and goes. Quinton Thompson can ride behind him and study a little bit as to where this youngster is driving. Doing a superb job at the moment. He is driving as hard as he possibly can. So is Quinton, so is Stewie Mack. They're just trying to keep on the racetrack. Stewie getting it sideways, coming out of Sunset. There's Hollywood. Dion Hollywood, excuse me.
Hollywood Holiday, just in the background in 4th place. So he's managed to come through the field, but remember, he's probably going to be a little bit further down than what he'd like to be.
Yeah, they came out of the pit lane a whole lap down. By the time they got around the back of the pit complex, they ended up coming right out in 1 lap down when these guys came past, as you can see.
Well, Thompson spun out. We've missed it, but Thompson spun out going into the S's. Holiday's going to go on the inside. So Dion Holiday now moves up to 3rd on the road, but remember, he is a lap down. He won't be involved too much here, but he is going to definitely make it a bit of a problem there for Quinton Thompson. Justin Taylor leads out. There's yellow flags up into turn 3 and 4. Not quite sure who's gone off there. Sure, we'll get a sight of that very, very soon. There comes Hurley. He's looking in about 3rd place at the moment behind Justin Taylor. Looked out for Ecote. He's in 2nd.
Ecote in 2nd place, but out in front is Justin Taylor. Behind Justin Taylor is a newcomer, though. That's Greg the Phantom Nichols. Phantom Nichols, it's the first time out, and he's doing a great job of riding in 2nd position right now.
Not too shabby start out here, and this is what it's all about. Holiday's got it wrong. Can he keep it all together? Oh, watch it. When the grip comes, there's going to be some sliding. I thought that was what's going to happen. There's a little pirouette. Yeah, just turn left and go back in the pit lane, D. It's not your day today, buddy.
It's a case of I've got it. No, I don't got it.
Not quite. Here's 2nd place on the road. Calvin van der Linde's got away from Quinton Thompson. Thompson done the same thing to Mack. Holiday's still in it, though. He's not hanging back. He still wants to have some fun and games in the wet weather.
The only way to practice in the rain is to be in it. He's doing a great job. Dion Holiday hasn't been in racing for long enough. Here comes Darren Nathan. Finally also got out of the pit lane in the Sex Trader car. He is trying as hard as he possibly can to catch up to the leaders, but he's got a whole lap to do.
He certainly does. Then just behind comes a steam train of cars. You can see things are looking pretty good there. Andrea Bate is in the middle of those. Then you got Peter Thompson. He's a bit further down, probably not enjoying the conditions as much as what his boy up the front is doing. Thole's back in it. He's one of the cars who got stuck in pit lane too. So a little bit of work to do for Ryan Thole as these guys come flying around the outside. Look at this. I thought that was Thompson. It was a yellow car. It's actually Greg Gossman. He's just come back out of pit lane. So we're just getting in amongst the mix here. See Rory Eland, then it's Ecote, then Andrea Bate having a great drive there. One of our lady drivers in this category, showing the boys a little array around, especially in the wet. Stewie Mack still hanging on to that 3rd place, but whoa, how much longer? Keep it in. Oh, you tapped off. You should have kept it buried there. That's the rule.
Great job. Back in gear and off we go. When in doubt, gas it. And going past him now is Dion again. Dion spun in front of Stewie earlier. Now it's returned the favour. Have a look at this. Darren Nathan trying to find as much grip wherever he possibly can. Riding in the middle of the road. He's got a little bit more experience in the rain. He drove in Nationals a little while, and it will probably help him, and he's doing a great job. But Andrea has got Peter Thompson right behind her. The last time in the rain, Andrea and Peter Thompson were near each other. Andrea ended up in the wall, so she's going to have to put her head down and go. That Squish Mark 1 Golf is trying as hard as it possibly can to get away from Peter Thompson right now.
Slowly unlapping himself as he goes on the inside of Justin Taylor, leading out in, of course, Class D. So the Jetta that was supposed to be retired is probably going to be taking a victory here today. That might just be something he wanted to have a look at into the future, into the near future. Slowly keeps it around the outside, and the Prent Properties machine moves up ahead of Justin Taylor.
I think that's just going to change the price of the Jetta. If it gets a win, it's going to go up by a couple of grand. But have a look here. Thole's going to go around the outside of Thompson. He's going right around the outside of everybody. He has obviously been listening, or he knows where the grip is.
Hopefully he knows where the grip is, as we see Linda Henning and the other lady driver involved here. This is Alka van Vletter going at it. That lady taking on Linda Henning in the Toyota-powered Golf. Looks like there's Toyota stickers all over that Golf. So her sponsor's helping her out. They're coming up with 3 laps to go. Henning and van Vletter side by side as they came across the line there. Great to see the two ladies going at it, hammer and tongs.
And Elka has gone around her. Linda is very cautious in the rain. Obviously doesn't want to hurt the motor car at all. Elka, on the other hand, knows that Henry's got lots of golf, and she just doesn't care right now.
I like that. No worries at all for this man, though. Calvin van der Linde, at one point in this race, he got up to about 27-second lead over anybody else on the track. And he is definitely going to be a difficult man to beat if this is the kind of racing he can do, not only in the wet, but also in the dry. We've seen how good he is in the dry. Although every single time we've gone racing this year at Pro Tour, it has had a bit of wetness to it, whether it was in qualifying or actually on the race day.
That youngster is driving his heart out at the moment, but so are these guys. There's about 5 people jostling for position. Ryan Thole also in the mix. He's 1 lap down. Up the inside comes Justin Taylor, up the inside of Andrea Bate. She manages to stay away. Taylor doesn't lock it up and take her out. I'm sure she's still holding her breath. Van der Linde, let me just get back to him. Being so far ahead, though, is quite difficult to concentrate and maintain concentration. And that's when you make mistakes, though, Greg.
Hopefully the youngster's going to learn from that and not start to let his mind drift off on the task at hand. Just as I say that, look at that commentator's curse. We just did it to him, bud. He runs wide completely on his own, and his 27-second lead is now going to come down to about, I probably lost about 10 seconds there at least. 17 seconds ahead of second place now. But Quinton Thompson, unfortunately, has no answer to this man whatsoever.
Well caught, though. He used a whole bunch of brain and didn't decide to go back through the sandpit, because if he had put a wheel in that mud, it would have gone straight on the floor. That car would have stopped, and he would have been out of it. Quinton Thompson, though, all on his own. Also, a long way ahead of third position man. Just trying to keep it nicely on the island, nice and smooth, nice and controlled on the throttle. Van der Linde going on to the last straight to take the win. This is the first win in the rain for the day.
An awesome bit of driving here for Calvin van der Linde. 17.7 seconds ahead, so he's the man to beat here today at Kyalami. Second place will be going to his arch rival, Quinton Thompson, in the Thompson's Volkswagen Golf. Stewie Mack comes through in third place. He was about 17 seconds down on the second place man. So a bit of work to do for second and third. Andrea Bate, a great drive for fourth. And E-Code finished fifth. Taylor taking it in his Jetta in Class D, ahead of Hurley and Mortimer.
Oh, buddy, 11 seconds and you went off 3 times. So we're having some fun out there.
Yeah, we're just taking it steady. I think a bit too steady, because when we started to back off, we started to make mistakes, as you guys saw. And the first lap was a bit physical, I would say, with Quinton, but since then it was pretty straightforward, and I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Jesse, is this a bit of an omen? Because this car, I believe, was supposed to be retired and now goes out for its last win.
Yeah, man, it really was. I thought last week's or last race's second place was going to be a good send-off, but yeah, put it on first.
A win in the wet is always hard, but I can see there's a bit of panel beating that had to be done before you went out.
Yeah, we had a bit of an incident with Peter Thompson during qualifying. I put it through the river in the S's and smacked it into him sideways, so we kind of knocked the panels back out, and there was fortunately no structural damage, it was just cosmetics, so it was cool, we sorted it.
Nate, I said there was going to be 40 cars. There's actually 50 cars. It's going to be chaos out here now.
Insane. Have a look at the racetrack, though. It's still damp. There's damp and dry, and that is actually very, very difficult, because you tend to want to use the dry line because that is the fastest line. But if you're on the dry and you go from dry to wet, it gets unbelievably slippery, Greg.
We had a little touch between Economides and Gosfin going through 1. Now they come up towards 3. This is where things can get really, really hectic. Onto the braking markers through 3 and 4. Very late on the brakes there as the rest of the field get away. It looks like Calvin van der Linden might have had a bit of a jump start there. We'll have to wait and see if that actually gets picked up by the COCs. He got off the line unbelievably well. Pretty much Nathan style off the line there.
I think he just smoked him off the line. A great job there. Andrea also got a great start. She almost got past Quinton Thompson, but slotted in behind them. Class D start, there they go. Amazingly enough, most of the Nathan's cars actually woke up and got to the start line as well.
It was good to see them there for a change, eh? But going into turn 1, look at that, Justin Taylor, race 1 winner, already being outdone. Hurley's on his tail and being pushed hard here. We're on board with Steve Hurley. Look at how difficult it is. A little bit of mist coming off as they just go through the spray there. And now up towards turn 3. On the inside, Taylor looking for a way through. Can he find it? Whoa, hello! Dion Holiday comes through. He's gone from about 7th to 3rd, and now he's going to go into a spin, and whoa! That was close. Well done, Steve Hurley, for not hitting him.
Bang! Hurley stands on the brakes and loses it, spins it in sympathy, but a great job there from Hurley to not hit him straight in the door.
Much better start from Adrian Wood now, side by side with Needham. He didn't get a good one in the very wet conditions, but here in the sort of up and down conditions, he's got off the line nicely and might have taken the whole shot. Here we see the outside shot. Oh, Taylor getting to grips in the front there. That was the reason Holiday had to come out of it. Hurley just a little tap on the back end, and both of them ending up in the dirty stuff.
Unbelievable driving there. These oaks, they are all over the show. Darren Mortimer, who's actually leading this race, takes to the grass to avoid all of it, or gets pushed to the grass. Hurley spins but catches it, and he's going in the right direction. Back in the race now of Class A. Up the inside of Derek Smallberger, it looked like it was Wesson. Oh no, it's Gavin Ross. Gavin Ross went past him. Or was it Wesson?
No, it's Ross. Yeah, it's Ross. He's gone through. The two cars very similar there, so not that easy to pick up from the front end, the blue and white goals, but Gavin Ross with the checkered flag on his roof goes on the inside of Derek Smallberger. Nice smooth spray job on that car. Hopefully he can keep it all together and not damage any of that spray job. Kerber's right on his tail though, pushing hard and starting to come through, but back at the front, Wayne Masters leads out Gossman and Economides. Then it's Clayton LaRue, Voldy Mikey's, then that little battle. Here comes Ross, Smallberger, Kerber behind him. This is a great dice here at the front end in Class A.
This is where we experiment with grip. The guys go from the dry to the wet, from the wet to the dry, and they are trying as hard as they can. Oh, in the background there you see Dion Holiday's car, stricken, broken motor car. He's just trying to get out of the race, back to the pit lane. But Gammy goes on the normal racing line. He's managed to get going with that thing.
He got ahead of Linda Henning coming through that corner. Just behind comes the other Hurley, James Hurley. Then it's Keegan Blackensee behind Blackensee. Looks like Needham putting the pressure on. He didn't get a good start, did he, at all? But lots of work to do for him. He's got way, way down. I think he actually had to come out of pit lane. That's why he's so far back in the field. So Quinton Needham having to do lots of work to get through this field and make his way up to the top end and to Class A. There's about 3 categories still to go there for you, Quint.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we can see, Holiday's car, right front wheel is broken. He's limping back to the pit lane. That's the end of his game. Whoa! As we say that, Adrian Wood throws it away. I think that was turn 2. But have a look how much mud and slush there is in the sandpits. There's no getting out of that, bud.
Economides sneaks on the inside, going into clubhouse corner. Gossman tries to come back at him. Can Gossman hang on? No, he can't. He has to tuck in behind Economides. So, for the first time today, Economides actually got ahead in his Wealth Avenue Golf, ahead of Gossman. Now, Gossman will have to come back. It's Golf 1 versus Golf 2. The Golf 2 seems to be the better car in the wet, but it's not wet weather. It is sort of in between. Yep. And I think that's the one thing that Masters was worried about.
Absolutely. Masters, as we heard earlier, he's got a problem with the shock absorber. So, if it dries out properly, these cars that are set up for the dry are going to catch him and they're going to get a hold of him, overtake him. And I just want to mention, having a look at Clayton LaRue, he hasn't been racing for a long time. He is doing a great job. He's up to 4th position in that motor car. It's been a long time that Clayton's been as high up on the grid as that.
Now, it's fantastic to see. Remember, he was a bit further down in the Class Ps for a while, stepped up to Class A last year, and he's into his 5th race this season and looking pretty good. He's ahead of Voldy Mikey's, one of our usual contenders. But as I always like to say, Nate, that Classic is a lot better handler than the player that we've got Voldy in. Voldy's car is going to be very twitchy in these conditions.
Absolutely. Voldy's car is going to be incredibly nervous. The player is like driving a couch, and that's what you need in the rainy conditions. A twitchy car is not good. As we have a look at Gossman getting understeer, he jumps on the throttle because he's on the dry line. Oh, and have a look at that safety car. Wayne Masters' lead has just gone to 0. Yeah. Everybody's going to file up behind him.
Exactly that. And in fact, everybody and all the classes too. So watch out for the classes starting to pile up behind. There's the reason for the safety car. And I have to agree, Adrian Wood's car was in a very, very tricky position. Your car's actually been in there a couple of times. Remember, in production cars, you ended up in a very similar position to that. So you do not want to have a car on the outside of turn 2, and these guys come paneling through and someone gets a little tap.
Absolutely. My car's generally upside down when it's lying there, though, Greg. And they don't just tow it straight off like that. But Wayne Masters, he decides when they're going to go. He turns into the pit straight. I'm sure he's going to be flat out as hard as he possibly can to try and give himself a bit of breathing room from Economides, because the racetrack is drying out. And this is what Wayne Masters did not want.
You just check out who's in about 8th place overall. It's the Ferrado Golf of Calvin van der Linde. He's just behind Jean Gerber, if I'm not mistaken. Might be another car just in between the two of them, but I just picked up on the fact that all of a sudden we have one of the youngest competitors in this class right up and in amongst the usual contenders in Class A, and they're about to come under big, big pressure now. Restart is perfect.
That's absolutely right. And Calvin van der Linde, he's got a little ego trip going on there. He's going to want to show these guys how fast a Class B car with a 14-year-old youngster can be. Wayne Masters has opened a little bit of a gap. Economides either being a little bit conservative or getting held up a touch by Gossman. But Gossman is under huge pressure. LaRue is sitting there going, if you make the smallest error, I'm coming through, buddy.
He certainly is. He's right on as if he's a VTEC trailer on the back end of that Golf 2. So it's Polo versus Golf 2. Golf 1 at the front. Golf 4 leads out. This is the difference in the various manufacturers. And, of course, all Volkswagen involved here, but various models of Volkswagens thrown in for the mix for Goldwagen Challenge. As they come back to the S's, watch for the river. It's still there. There's still a bit of wetness there. So that's all. And you can see, look at Gossman, sideways out of the second S.
That's what I said. You go through the dry and you think you've got grip, and then all of a sudden there's nothing. Up the inside comes Clayton. Gossman slams the door in front of Clayton LaRue. Clayton doing a great job to not ride into the side of Andy Gossman. It's probably only because the car's new. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have parked him.
Yeah, it was really close between the two of them now. They come through the sweep. This is flat out stuff. Second fastest part of the track as they come now onto the braking markers for the bowl. All spreading out. No, they're all just stuck in. Line astern. Up the inside, though. Watch out, Smallberger. That was van der Linde on the inside, just in the background. Hopefully we get a front-facing shot. We'll just pick up on the back end. There goes Gerber. He's been outdone. So has Smallberger. That's van der Linde. He's ahead of 2 of Class A's top drivers.
Not so far back is Quinton Thompson. He's also getting himself properly involved in Class A. Baldy Mankies has decided now it's time to go and has put the bumper right under the back of Clayton LaRue. Is that Andy Gossman's car smoking? Has it got an oil leak? Have a look here. You've got Darren Nathan in Class D. Right behind Justin. Behind Darren is Justin Taylor. That Sextrader car is under huge pressure now by the one and only Jetta in the world.
Yes, it is. Look at this. He's pushing hard. So Sextrader taking on Volkswagen Techniques. And it looks like Taylor, well, we said to him we wanted to retire the car. Now it's just going to get better and better. There goes Prem Properties machine of Thole. Front end, though. It is Wayne Masters still out in front. He's hanging on to a slender lead ahead of Economides. But Gossman is the man under the biggest pressure. Who's right behind him comes Clayton LaRue and Valdi Mankies.
And I'm sure right behind them is going to be van der Linde. It won't be a long time before that youngster is right on the back of that battle. He's right behind Gavin Ross. Gavin Ross is going to get schnacked. There it is, Gavin Ross. Up the inside goes Calvin van der Linde. He's probably sitting, yes, like these oaks. He obviously doesn't pay for his own car.
He doesn't. He's just hanging tough out there. Keegan Blackensee having one of the best drives we've seen out of him so far. He's on the inside of Piazza Musa. That'll probably put him up into about 3rd place, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe up into 2nd. I didn't see how it was out in front. Yeah, we got a good idea. They come down the back straight away. Look at these guys absolutely fanning out. Left, right, and center. Golf 1 battle at the back end here. There are 9 Golf 1s in a row. Van Vletter's there. Then it's Gammy. So Gammy should be probably 2nd or 3rd on the road. Just ahead. Oh no, there goes the Prent Properties machine. There's Needham. So he'd be the leader. Yeah, he's the leader at this stage. So 2nd place will be Gammy. 3rd place is now Keegan Blackensee.
Absolutely. And these guys, because it's so confusing, Greg, they are... Whoa! There it is. Needham takes Darren Mortimer out. Darren was leading Class D. Needham was leading Class C. And they took each other out.
Little tappity-tap-tap there between the two of them. That's not what we want to be seeing. Now, here's a battle. Royal checking Gossman. He's decided, right, final lap time. I've got to get up the inside of George Economides. I've got to find a way into this final corner. Economides has gone defensive. He's going to hold on to that 2nd place. But only just, because there goes Gossman. But check who's in 4th place. Van der Linde has got up to 4th place in the Class B. What a drive from him. That is amazing stuff. Wayne Masters wins out. Economides comes through in 2nd place. 3rd place goes to Gossman. 4th place goes to van der Linde, but unfortunately he got that 30-second penalty. So, Class A, Masters, Economides, Gossman, LaRue, and Mankies. Needham takes Class C, Blackensee in 2nd, Piazza Musso in third.
Kind of the rain master, eh?
Yeah, today. Not every time, but yes, I was hoping it would rain for that second race because I knew in the draw I'm going to struggle with these guys. But luckily we had a greasy circuit, so it had damp spots, so that helped me with my setup. I got through that and the guys struggled a little bit.
That was a fantastic effort on your behalf, and well done for the second race win there.
Thank you very much. I got a very good start. I got first in the first corner, and from there it was just plain sailing. I don't know what happened to Mr. Wood. I believe he fell off, but I think I did quite a good race.
Confirmation of that 30-second penalty. Van der Linde down in 5th. Mac, Bate and Thompson, your top 3. Darren Nathan in the Sex Trader car takes it in Class D.
Second race, much better.
Yeah, much better. Track's very snotty, very slippery, but yeah, we still held it together and it was a good race. Unfortunately, a little bit on my own when Ryan, don't know what he did, but spun it somehow, and yeah, he sort of left it to me and I took the win happily. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ryan.
Andre Needham leads out ahead of George Economides, and it's a Class A, B and C battle as Quinton Thompson takes up 3rd place in his Golf. Big thanks as always to Goldwagen for this amazing wet race day action.